Hi, I'm Kim Berneman. Do you want to have pleasantly flowing days? Well, it can be hard, but we can do it. Today, I'm going to be talking about afternoon chore time, and I made some notes in my own book. So, that's what we're going to talk about. But first, I'd love to hear where you're from, what your day went like, what it's like being at home all the time if you're not used to it. And those of you who are home all the time, leave comments about what you find successful to help other people. And yeah, let me know. Send me a private message, send me an email, leave a comment, and tell me. Today I helped kids with schoolwork and I took a shower. It's always a good thing when you get that done. And made some food. Sent out some letters to the editor because I'm politically active, kind of. And yeah, that's about it. Did some research. Did some writing. So let me know what you did. My kids are old now, so maybe you saw them on that preview I sent out about what time we were starting. Those are my two of my teenage girls. And I said, hey, I'm going to do Facebook Live, and maybe I should do Instagram Live. And somehow, I made the connection that they are connected. So if I do it on Instagram, then it goes straight to Facebook, and they're kind of giving me a lot of, yeah, Mom, get with the program. And so I said, okay, so what are all these features? And then they had to show me the boomerang. And I said, okay, I'm going to take a little boomerang and make the announcement that, I'm going to go live later today. And that's how that all happened. So yeah, we do have fun with phone cameras around here. And I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit later, a trick that is fun that actually my girls came up with, and I'm like, yeah, this is fun. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But first of all, today I said I was going to talk about something from the book, and it is Afternoon Chore Time, chapter 33. How many of you have afternoon chore time? Maybe you do morning chore time. I always found it more useful for our life and the way we did things to do it in the afternoon. And I know some people's schedules, it doesn't work that way, but that's the way we did. We did our school during the day. In the afternoon, we did more creative things. I would read aloud. And then at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, it depended on the season, on the year, we would, time for afternoon chores. I'd call everybody, and always it was helpful to change the music. If we had music going, maybe something more quiet was going during the afternoon when we were being creative. And then when it's time to do afternoon chore time, a little bit faster paced, and that makes people work faster. So that's always a good thing. A little bit fast-paced music and go, go, go. Also, it was good to set the tone by lighting a candle. When you start getting food, cooking for supper, that kind of changes the tone of the house to time to get ready for evening. Let's do chores and get it done with. So that's how we did it, and we still do it that way, but it's a little bit different now that I have a lot of big kids, and my youngest is going to be 13 this summer. So when I had little kids, it was a little bit more tricky and required more management from me, making sure people were doing what they're supposed to be doing and going the direction that they're supposed to be going and not getting distracted. I also paired a small child with a big kid when we did chores. And each kid or each pair had a room or a focus area of the house that they were working on. My little kids who are now teenagers probably don't even remember this, but my older kids will for sure remember this, that they had a buddy and their buddy was along with them when they did work. And that wasn't the only thing that the buddy did or was useful for our family, but it was really helpful. There's a chapter in the book about buddies. When we did afternoon chore time, each person or team had a focus area, and I had a chore list for that area and had it laminated or in a page protector, and I would stick it in that room somewhere, in a cupboard or on a shelf or someplace tucked away out of the way, but they could pull it out or I could pull it out and say, hey, did you do this? Also, we would have a picture of what the room looked like when it was clean. When it was picture perfect, we had a picture of it. So if you don't have readers, that's a great way that they can check themselves. They can pull it out and say, oh, this is what the room is supposed to look like, and check themselves. Does it look like it? Yes, no. That saves a trip to mom to say, Mom, I'm done. And mom goes, check, and no, you're not done. So they can check themselves. Also, back to training. You need to train them. So that means when they're little, you do the work with them beside you. So if you don't have big kids yet that are capable of running a vacuum and dusting and that kind of thing, when you're doing the work, you bring them along with you and you hand them a dust cloth. You hand them a wash rag, something safe, of course, and you allow them to be with you while you're doing cleaning around the house, while you're working in the kitchen. And they learn by watching, and you can give them tasks to do. And then as they get a little bit older, then they are more capable, and you can start handing over some of those jobs to them. So anyway, back to afternoon chore time. That's how we did who's doing what in the house with their buddies, with their list. And Bronwyn remembers that. Yeah, you're funny, Bronwyn. Also, in the afternoon when we were making supper, I had a kitchen helper. And that rotated day by day when we're making supper. Who was my kitchen helper? So maybe that person was really too small to be really helpful in the kitchen, but they were still beside me. They were still stirring or whatever, and they were learning. Remember, watching is learning. And they were capable of doing small things and then bigger things and bigger things, more. Pretty soon, they're cooking. Yay! Love that. Okay, back to afternoon chore time. I'm gonna get out my books. My book, not books. Oh yeah. If you let the kids choose which room they want to be responsible for, they take ownership in that. It becomes their job. This is my room. I'm responsible for this area, and they do a better job of it. Usually they choose the room that they live in the most. Certain kids choose different parts of the house where they hang out, where they play, whatever, where they read books, and it becomes more important to them, and they care more, and they put more effort into it. So yeah, okay, and then little children. Really little children. I'm talking about toddlers and the preschoolers that aren't very good buddies, and they're distracting to the person that they're supposed to be helping. Some of those little children can be a big hindrance during afternoon chore time. So what I would do is either put that child in a pack and play playpen area or in a high chair. And when those children were in those places when we did afternoon chore time, they were only given toys that they could play with during that time. Or if it was a high chair, we would do like kept a chart. Mondays it was maybe a crayon. We're talking, age appropriate, of course, crayon and paper or art. Tuesday, Play-Doh, if that was appropriate. Wednesday, maybe spooning beads or seeds. We would either one. Like I'm saying, this is age appropriate, depending on, are your kids still putting stuff in their mouth? No, then that kid goes in the pack and play with toys that they only get during afternoon chore time. Does this make sense? That makes it a little bit special, and they're not quite so whiny about wanting out. No, this is afternoon chore time, and they get in a routine. This is afternoon chore time. This is when I play in the pack and play with these certain toys. And choose open-ended toys. When I say open-ended, I mean things that are creative, not noisy toys, not gimmicky things that, okay, anything you would buy at Walmart. Okay, that's really, don't do that. Those are the toys that people give you for birthdays and Christmas. Those toys that they are interested in for like 2 minutes and then they want to play with the box. Don't give them those toys. No, you want to give them something that will keep them busy, building or picking up and putting in something like a can or a box. And they have other things that they're putting in, taking out. A bowl with beans, like I said earlier, scooping, pouring with that. Those kind of things. That creative thinking. Oops. If you have any questions, send me a question. If I'm not clear about something, send me a question and I'll clear it up like tomorrow or another day, next week, I don't know. Or I'll just reply. So yeah, send me a question if I'm not clear. So I think that's all I have about afternoon chore time. It's really helpful. If you don't get everything done, so what? You're going to be having afternoon chore time tomorrow, and maybe what didn't get cleaned up from today will get cleaned up tomorrow. And yeah, don't stress. Make it fun. Put on some music. Put on a candle. Start cooking some food. Give people direction. Make a chore chart for each room. Assign people to the different rooms. If you have big kids and little kids, buddy them up together so that they can work together. Oh, choose ones that work well together, not that rub against each other. No. You don't need anything harder during afternoon chore time. Make it easy for everybody and yourself. And that's all. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you tomorrow. End. Have to hit the end. And now.